I'm Anne from Game Like a Mother. I specialize in games that can be played in 20 minutes or less, and this is my Thanksgiving game night list. If you are having a family gathering, an activity can really help for family time, and I have 5 games on this list that are ideal for larger groups of people, for young kids to grandparents, just a mixed gaming group. I have all the games listed in the description of the video along with the timestamp, so you can skip to a particular one if you'd like. Let's get started. The first game I have on this list is No Thanks, which is already a winner based on the name for Thanksgiving. It is a card game where you are trying to collect the least points. And how you do that is there's a card played in the center, and you can either choose to take it, or you can place one of you start out with a set amount of counters, and you can place a counter on it and say, no thanks, if you want it to pass you by. So very fun to play, very easy to get up and running. It seems like this game, both people who play a lot of board games and people who play barely any come together, and everyone really enjoys this game. It plays up to 7, so if you have a bigger group of people, little kids can join up with parents and you can get a lot of people involved, so that is a huge plus. Sometimes it can be tricky to find family-friendly games that play at a higher play count. And again, there's just a little bit of strategy if you collect cards that stack. So if you have a 17, 18, and 19, then only the 17 counts towards your final score. So there's some strategy in which cards you collect and hoping that the ones that fill those gaps, you can collect those ones and then really save your score. And you can mess with people by taking, if they had the 17 and 19 and you take the 18 they so desperately want, then you can mess with them a little bit. But you also gave yourself 18 points, so you shoot yourself in the foot a little bit by messing with people. So this just ticks all of the boxes, is such a pleasant game in general, and thematically, again, it does not get much better for Thanksgiving than a game called No Thanks. Next up, we have Color Brain Disney Edition. A good party game or a social game is almost just a must-have if you're having a larger group of people together and you want to have something fun and easy to do. This one's new. It came out in about 2019, and it's so great because it's easy to get up and running. All the game is you put out a prompt card with an item and a number of color cards that go with it. So like Olaf's eye color, or Rapunzel's hair color when cut, or Buzz Lightyear's buttons. And then you have a number of cards you're supposed to play out. You have a bunch of color cards in your hand. You play them out, see if they match up, and you get points depending on how many people got it right, how many people got it wrong, and you want to be first to 10 points. This game is great because it plays up to 20 people. There are 4 different teams you can have, and you can have whatever number of people you want to have on each team. 5 per team does seem about like the limit, but hey, you can do whatever amount you like. And so it's nice. It's hard to find games like this that will work for a larger crowd. You can spread around the room to play, and it's pretty simple to get up and running. I like this one because there are a lot of people that are big Disney fans, so this could be a hit. But if you'd like to just do they have regular Color Brain, which is just generic trivia that you have to know the colors for too. But so many great social games out there. Apples to Apples is super fun, great game, but it's nice to mix it up a little bit, and this is a great choice. Next up, we have the game Colt Super Express, which is a game in which you are trying to be the last bandit standing. And this game is so much fun to play. You program out your moves. You start with 4 cards in the base level of the game, and you program out 3 of those cards, lay them face down, and then everybody takes turns playing their cards one by one, and all your bandits move whatever your card was, so up, down, forward, or they turn around and they can shoot each other. And if you get shot, you move back a train car, and your next move has to be to stand back up so you don't get to do that card. And it is just hilarious. Any kind of game like this, it's just mayhem, especially if you play with the full 7 players. The more, the merrier for this game. It is just it is just a scream to play. And especially it comes with a few bonus cards in the box of the base set. So you can have a reflex card, a horse card, and then a DeLorean time travel card that you can incorporate. You place it in the very front of the train. And if you get shot onto the DeLorean or you move onto the DeLorean, you travel through time and move to the very rear of the train, and then you get to play through your cards from that round again. So there's a lot going on, and I like this game a lot because it seems to do equally well with people who play a lot of games and people who don't play very many games. Seem to equally enjoy this game because there's a lot of random chance involved. You can get shot off the train early on and then just be out. Sometimes that happens in the first round. That's my one kind of knock against this game. For us, whoever that happens to, we just have them team up with somebody else for the rest of the game. And that seems to work pretty well. Or you can just sit and watch the mayhem happen. But it's a pretty quick game, so it's not bad, even if you're out early on. But it's a pretty great theme, too, for Thanksgiving. It's very American West and shoot 'em up, and it is good for a larger group of people, and it's super fun. Next, we have Roller Coaster Challenge, which is a single-player logic puzzle game. You're given a bunch of little roller coaster pieces and a base and even a miniature roller coaster like train to run along on the roller coaster that you build. And then you have a bunch of different scenario cards where they tell you to use specific pieces to complete some sort of challenge. And I love games like this because they work well for people who like puzzle games. A lot of people use puzzles at family gatherings, and this is like that, but more open-ended because it can be 10 minutes before dinner and you can start a new one and probably complete it in time. And so it's a lot better to fit whatever time period that you want it to. It has like 40 different challenges in there. And you can have a bored child use this on their own to play around with, or they can have an adult helping them out, or a couple kids. I like to play these with my kids, and for the more advanced ones, sometimes I'll give them, there are solution cards for the different challenges, and so I can give them a piece or two if they need it and say, okay, you can do this, and that sets them up a little bit further along so they can complete it. There are just so many different things you can do with these. The kids, and for a roller coaster one, a lot of times you can just use it as a toy and build roller coasters for fun too. So it works really well. It is both toy and game. There are a lot of logic puzzle games out there. We have yet to find one that we don't really like. Some of the other ones that Rush Hour is very popular and well known. That's a great one. There's also Cat Crimes, Cat Stacks, Dog Pile, Haystacks, Gravity Maze, which is a marble run one, Dinosaur Mystic Islands, and Little Red Riding Hood are all ones that we've tried out. They're all great choices for bored little children at family functions, and they're just great puzzles that you can break out and enjoy. And finally, we have the Scrambled States of America game. This comes with a book that tells the story of the Scrambled States of America, and then there's an actual game that comes along with it that's just cards and a little map of the United States, and you're trying to win the most U.S. state cards by slapping on whatever the prompt card is in the middle and saying the name of one of the states that you have in front of you, and then you get to collect the card and get a new one. And it's the types of questions that they're asking you in the middle are some kind of trivia questions like, is a state north of Nebraska? And then if you have Alaska or something like that, you can slap on the middle card and say the name of your state and collect it. They have things involving, questions involving letters that states start with, names of their capitals, and their state motto. But there's also questions that they ask that are just based on the colors that they've colored the different states. If you have one that's red, you can slap in the middle and say the name of that state. If you have one that they all have little faces on them, if you have one that's showing teeth, you can slap on the middle and then name the one of your states that has showing teeth and collect that state. So I really like this game because it rewards knowledge, but it also just rewards paying attention to your cards. It's not like whoever just knows knows the most about the United States is necessarily going to win. And we've been playing this a bunch lately, and I credit this for now teaching my 9-year-old to be able to say things like Arkansas and Illinois correctly, and he can correctly identify all of the states and find most of them on the map very quickly, and which has been fabulous. So this is a great choice for someone who wants to use an American holiday as an opportunity to teach their children about some U.S. geography in a way that they will all actually enjoy. So that's it for our Thanksgiving game night list. I hope you found a good game or two that you're excited to try out. We have this year a newborn baby, not mine, a couple of 2-year-olds and a whole bunch of other kids and some adults coming to our gathering. So we could certainly use a game or two. So if you have a favorite, please let me know. I'm always looking for great games. And thank you so much for tuning in. Please subscribe, and I'll see you next time from Game Like a Mother.